Hey YouTube, and thank you for watching Junkworks DIY Garage. Well, we are in my kids' mobile home here, and down this hallway there is a light that is not on right now because there's no power going to it, but there is no switch over here to turn that light on to the hallway or off to the hallway. So while we have this all opened up doing stuff here, I decided I might as well throw a switch in here. So I'm going to show you kind of how to do a beginning to end three-way switch, I suppose. Now there are some special circumstances to the wiring down there that I have to deal with, and I'll talk about that probably in my video about this place. Pretty much a what not to do video of all the things I'm having to fix and things I'm seeing that I can't believe people do. But regardless, beyond that, we are working on the electrical here. Now, this is where I say, if you do anything I do and you hurt yourself or you burn your place down, I am not responsible. If you don't like the way I'm doing it, don't do it. I am no expert. Alright, let's get to it. So right there, I'm going to have a switch. I got a wire going there, and it's going feeding all the way down to the wall to the other switch that is already there. But I need to put a three-way switch in there. You cannot just use a normal everyday switch. So, as the train goes by, we're going to be working with trains, we're going to be working with cars. Deal with it, people. Alright, so I got a cluster of a lot going on here. And what they had here before was this switch would turn on the light above me in the hallway. All this power, I'm assuming they must have wired this in after the fact. I honestly don't know what they have going on here. I really don't. I'm just kind of tracing as far as I can get to make things work, and I'm gonna make it safer. And if you watch the other video, there's like a box that was hidden in this wall with all this just in it, and it wasn't even done close to correct. Plus you cannot hide boxes in walls. Regardless, this is the switch that it was being used. Looks like a fairly decent switch, so I probably can reuse it somewhere else. Then we got this going off to probably the light up there, and the way they have this, it also feeds down the wall to some other plug-ins and things like that, which I also need to do. So I will be going back with this, but I'm going to be doing it in a much safer manner. I just went through and figured everything out here, and this one is the main power coming in. This one goes to the hall light, and this one, what do you know, there was a switch at one time that turned on that outside light out there, but for some reason they decided, instead of taking and doing this job, putting a bigger box in and a couple switches, to take more time and more effort covering up illegal crap doing it wrong. One switch, one box, they'd have been done. They would have had everything they needed. They could have even taken this and correctly made it so it worked with one switch instead of doing all this crap over here with the box. I don't understand. But we're getting off track now. We are just doing the wiring now. We are going to have to staple these up here above the box here, so make sure that you have enough slack in your wires to do that. I got plenty for the most part to get all this done. Now we have the power, or the line going down the wall that goes to couple of plug-ins and some more lights actually. So we go from here by the door all the way down the wall here, and then right there I have another one coming out for the switch down there. And that does take specific type of wire. What I have is this 14-3 wire, and it has a neutral, a black power wire, a red power wire, and a ground. Unlike these ones, which have a neutral, a power, and a ground. So these are, even though they have 3 wires in them, considered 14-2 or 12-2 or whatever size wire 2. This is same thing, whatever size wire 3, because you have 3 things that will carry power in here and only 2 things that will carry power in here. So, alright, I'm not sure where we're at. I had kind of come to a point where all these wires were jumbled in here in a metal box that was illegally put in here and not properly done. And I was going to take and put all of them into this box with a couple switches and have to run just kind of straight through some stuff that goes further down and does some electrical over in the kitchen and living room area. Well, I've kind of counted things and I've realized there's just way too much on this one circuit. So as you can see here, I have actually run a whole entire new breaker. I'm going to run a whole new line, and this one is just going to be for those plugs. I think regardless, I decided instead of having all that on one circuit, I went ahead and ran a whole new wire up here for a whole new circuit. It wasn't that difficult. Kudos to my son for climbing underneath this place, because he did the climbing and he had a little bit of claustrophobia and still got it done. But anyway, I ended up coming clear back here because there was kind of for the porch out here some wood I couldn't drill far enough through that I was trying to get through here from the structure that they put in for the porch, which is good to know that they put that in there. But regardless, I ended up here. We'll have to come back here, but you can also see it's only just a few feet from there to here. So I went ahead and just put a line right over there. We'll put a new, there's already some open breakers in here that I can use, so no big whoop there, and it'll be safer. There won't be as much in that box, and I will have to, which I may have to go buy one real quick, put a box in here somewhere that is an access panel. We have the power off to all this now. We separated everything out here, and starting out, I'm going to get all my grounds together here, because those are all going to get connected together. And how I'm going to do that is with one of these, like barrel, I don't know what they call them, barrel nuts or whatever they are, but they have a flared end. Flared end goes inward towards the box, I guess I should say. Yep, I needed the bigger ones here. So, making sure I'm not cutting into any wires, and then we're going to go ahead and crimp that down in there. And then I'm going to take, I need two of these, so I'm going to take my two longest ones here. And I tend to, you could clip them right off at the edge, but that makes little pointy parts there. I tend to clip them about a 1/4 inch, maybe a little bit more, here and here. And then I'll take these and push them back a little ways here. Kind of twist them back. And that not only will make sure they don't ever slide out of this, if for some reason this loosens up or something like that, or you got a bad connection for some reason, I don't know, but that'll keep those from coming back out as we're messing with these. I got my two here. So a lot of times you can just leave one out for what you're doing, but for this situation I'm keeping two because I got two plugs going on here and I want to ground them both in this box. So we got all our grounds together. I'm going to leave that kind of over here for now. Then all of our whites, yet again as well, are going to come together. Now, because we need two power wires, one going here and one going here, I have pigtailed, taken the one wire and pigtailed two to it. So now I've taped that up, wire nutted it, taped it up. I can stick that in there, we're all good. And I can send power to these two boxes. Or two switches, I should say. Alright, so I'm going to go with the ground first here. It's going to be there. And I could have cut these smaller, but I'm going to try and get away with having them a little bit long. Just in case I need to come back and do something at some other point here. Couple things. Obviously we're got more people working in here now, so you're going to hear more noises. Second thing, I'm going to be changing a bunch of stuff because I just could not figure this out, to be honest. I finally got it figured out how to do this, and honestly what was weirding me out is over at the other end. I will show that to you. So part of my problem is that I had the neutral wire here, and I was trying to make that work. I wasn't quite understanding, just wasn't understanding this part of it. And I had done this before in my mom's place and knew that the neutral wire normally was hooked to all the other neutral wires going up. Well, because this is on its own over here, the neutral wire becomes actually the wire that feeds the light. So at the other end, that's what we're going to end up having to do. It'll make more sense when I show you. Alright, so we are at the far one down the hall here. We have the white one down here where your power normally comes in on these. I put the black one here and the red one here on the two top ones. The ground is down here. Now, this doesn't really matter, the black and red anymore, which one you put it on. But you got to make sure that if you put it on the black one here and the red one here on this box or on this switch, you put them on the same ones on the switch down the hall. So now I have disconnected this white wire, or neutral wire at the time, from the rest of the neutrals. Now the neutral from power is coming in here, the neutral from the light is coming in here, and the neutral from the other light from this switch is coming in here. The only neutral I don't have on here now is the one coming from that switch over there. So now these two are going over to the other switch. Well, these three are going over to the other switch. This one is going up to the light, and my power is still coming in right here. So I know the power needs to be here, so I'm going to put that there. We have on this one power here, and the same as we have on the other one, the black one here, red one here, and the ground here. So then we got all our white ones here. Here's where the difference is. This black is going up to the light. This black one here is coming from the actual light above me down to here, and then the white one is going where the rest of these are going. So basically it's sending power through there instead of being a neutral. So that's where I was having my problem at. That is how it works if your power is coming to the same box that the light is. So I'm going to show you this. This is down at the end of the hall here. And as you can see, light on and off. Turn it on there. And let's see, this one off. So there you go. This one works for the outside light. On off. Woohoo. And a boot, instead of having an illegal box in here like I've talked about before, or instead of having more wires going into here and feeding off down the wall and semi overloading that circuit, I went ahead and just put another circuit in, put a plug in right here instead of just putting a cover plate like I was thinking about. But I went ahead and just put a plug here. Why not? It's usable. They'll be able to use a vacuum down here or whatever they need. Can't hurt to have an extra plug. And then this shoots off down the wall and goes to the plugs in the living room and the lights in the kitchen. Because I was a little bit worried about overloading it, hey Daco, I went ahead and just wired up a new circuit there. So we're good to go. And that is good to go. Hopefully this came out for y'all and you got something out of it. It was definitely a learning curve for me, so to speak, on how to figure it out, but I'm learning every day. Alright, if you like these kind of videos, I got plenty more on my channel. Lots of DIY stuff, lots of mechanical stuff on cars, several things on my channel. Go check out my playlists. On my channel I have playlists about everything I do. So go ahead and check those out. And please rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching Junkworks DIY Garage, where I'm proud to say I'm a jack of all and I'm obviously master of none. You all have a good one.